Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and welcome back to another movie review. In today's movie review, I'm going to be doing a movie review on the new Mission Impossible movie that just came out yesterday, and me and my dad and Uncle Charles went and saw this movie last night at Regal through Screen X, and that's going to be on Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. This is part 1 of a two-part film, which Dead Reckoning Part 2 comes out next year, next summer. So in this movie, we follow Ethan Hunt and the team. Of course, basically Ethan Hunt and his team, but both have to track down a terrifying new weapon that's basically a key that threatens all of humanity if it falls into the wrong hands. With control of the future and the fate of the world at stake, a deadly race around the globe begins. Confronted by a mysterious, all powerful enemy, Ethan Hunt is forced to consider that nothing can matter more than the mission. Not even the lives of those he cares about the most. And so, yeah. So I was really looking forward and excited to see this movie before I saw it last night with Dad and Uncle Charles. And of course I actually watched the entire Mission Impossible franchise but before this one came out. Because I actually think the first Mission Impossible from 1996 is awesome. And the second Mission Impossible I thought was pretty good. I mean, sure, I know a lot of people didn't really like Mission Impossible 2, but I kind of liked it. It was just pretty good. And Mission Impossible 3 I thought was great. I thought I enjoyed the third movie. And I gotta say, my favorite Mission Impossible film out of all of them is definitely Ghost Protocol, since I watched Ghost Protocol, and yeah, Ghost Protocol is actually my favorite Mission Impossible film, considering the fact that Brad Bird directed it. But yeah, so, and of course, I also remember seeing Rogue Nation and Fallout in the theaters back in 2015 and 2018, and of course, I also think Rogue Nation and Fallout are definitely one of my favorite one of my most favorite Mission Impossible films. My number one favorite is like I said, Ghost Protocol, and then. So yeah, I actually watched every single Mission Impossible film, including rewatches of the last two movies, before checking out Dead Reckoning Part 1. And after seeing Dead Reckoning Part 1, this movie was so awesome. It was spectacular, it was awesome and fantastic. Yeah, because everything about Dead Reckoning Part 1 is awesome and a lot of fun. And like I said, this is part 1 of a two part movie, of course. And it's and like I said, I am excited. I am looking forward and excited and I can't wait to see to see part 2 next year, which that'll be next summer in 2024 when Dead Reckoning Part 2 comes out. And I gotta say, the soundtrack itself is still awesome. And I gotta say, Christopher McQuarrie actually does a really great job directing this film. The way he directed the recent Mission Impossible films. And my dad's also a big fan of the franchise too, and my dad and Uncle Charles love the film too. Yeah, and it's always great to see Tom Cruise on the big screen, just doing his doing the running sequences, and just like I heard while reading articles, Tom Cruise actually did his own stunts. He actually did his own stunts, of course, in the newer Mission Impossible films, doing his own stunts, like hanging on to a plane in Rogue Nation, and I gotta say, from what I heard, the biggest stunt he ever performed in Dead Reckoning Part 1, we saw in the trailers and promotions, he actually rode a motorcycle and jumped off a cliff with a motorcycle. Yeah, from a cliff that's so high, and it's and Ethan Hunt just jumped off that really high cliff on that motorcycle. That was actually I think that was actually the biggest stunt that Tom Cruise has ever pulled on. Because maybe if they had to go through several takes, then it's like Tom Cruise is definitely a professional actor. He's definitely a professional, and you should not try that at home. Yeah. But yeah, Tom Cruise is always fun to watch as Ethan Hunt, and and Christopher McQuarrie and Tom Cruise make a great team together. And the other performances I thought were really great too, like Simon Pegg and Vanessa Kirby, Rebecca Ferguson. Everyone else did a great job in this film. This movie was awesome. And I will say, like I mentioned in my post reviews on this film, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 is also one of my new all-time favorite movies of the year. One of my new most favorite films of the year. Yeah, because I really enjoyed this film. John Wick Chapter 4 I really enjoyed, along with Air. And yeah, because I really enjoyed Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, and it's definitely and it just had to go on my top 10 of my most favorite movies of the year of 2023 so far. Yeah. And yeah, and as for Part 2 next year, because we'll see how Part 2 turns out, and we'll see how it picks up exactly where Part 1 left off. And I'm not gonna spoil anything about this film, since the movie just came out, and it's like I'm not gonna spoil anything about Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, because you guys have to see this movie for yourselves. And yeah. So overall, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 was an awesome movie in the Mission Impossible film series, and I'm gonna give Dead Reckoning Part 1 5 out of 5 stars. Yeah. So yeah, I highly recommend checking out Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 if you haven't seen it yet. I highly recommend it. Yeah, so there you go, guys. That's my movie review on Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. And that's going to be it for this video, so make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it.